Okay, we're back for the art part of the stream. I always sort of differentiate, but I'm uploading the VODs to different channels. The art VODs are going to my YouTube channel, and the gaming VODs are going to my retro gaming channel. I have been uploading them separately because I don't know if I want a lot of gaming in my main channel and my personal channel. I think it ends up hurting the other content. I'm listening to something else that I hope is not bleeding into the stream. I think I set it up correctly. None of this is really permanent, it's really a work in progress. I'm not sure why I made it square. I sort of instinctively made it square. Goose, hello. I'm making a kind of fantasy map kind of thing for something that I hope I will be able to make it like an animation. Not full-blown animation, it's more like an animatic kind of thing. Yeah, that's very intense. Been adding some details. I've never done anything quite like this. This is a kind of a placeholder. I have to make like a better version of these towers. But I'm not sure exactly how. Is the thing. The three towers have to be sort of different, and I haven't come up really with a design for them. I don't know if I should do something sort of schematic for the map, because it's precisely that. It's just a sort of a map of nothing is to scale, nothing is... The towers are not that big. Probably they shouldn't be that big in general. I want to make like a little village here too, but I don't know how exactly. I found some great references I cannot find again. I thought I had saved it. I don't know where I put it. I don't know if I want to make like little houses. In what style is the problem? if I can try to sort of draw a very schematic, more three-dimensional version of the towers. Maybe in a completely different layer, in a completely different file. I should have prepared some assets for this. I just get here and I try to improvise whatever. But maybe I can use the sort of brick texture from this. What is exactly the filter that I used for this? This is one of the here. One of these. Brick. Something kind of like that. I don't know if I can fake like a kind of a perspective. I don't know if like that or more like seen from above. I don't want to make it so procedural, and this is a bit too... How exactly do I make the... If this could work, I should have made like a window or something before I make the perspective thingy. But anyway, it's kind of a schematic thing for the map. I don't want to eyeball things, but it's always something that just kinda happens. I'm just winging this shit. I don't know if it makes any sense. don't know if this is gonna work, but I want to try. Probably too big. Can I? It's very different scale. Oh. I don't know how to do this kind of thing in proper perspective. Yeah, Photoshop was being weird, so I'm restarting it. This looks like shit now, but hopefully it'll be less shit. Oh. I don't know. This should be darker. This here. I should do that in a different layer. I shouldn't do it with black, but I'm having trouble seeing it. Again, what the fuck? Oh my god, what the fuck is happening? Why it keeps crashing? My fucking god. I... texturizer. I don't know if that's... this is not working perspective-wise, but I don't know, I just want to make sort of a tower. Make this darker. And how exactly do I do something like... What the hell am I trying to do? I'm so lost. I'm so confused. Can I do this with like a line thing? But I don't want it to be like a... Well, let's make it just with a brush. With a tiny brush. Oh. Kinda like eyeballing again, like as usual. As I do. I want to trace these lines from the corners. To see if the perspective kind of works, but I don't think it's kind of forced. I don't know if that's gonna work, but let's try. How do I transpose that to... Hmm. 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 How do I... Hmm. I don't know if this is gonna work, again, perspective-wise, but let's try to do something. Again, eyeballing shit. I'm gonna do it in that color, cause just to help me with the visibility, then I'm gonna switch it back to gray, but then I'm gonna make it like a tan color for the actual map. I probably should have done this in 3D, but I wanted to look drawn. I wanted to look like art, which I cannot do. I wish I had like a... I wish I could collaborate with someone that's an actual artist. Or things like this for so many things. I'm not sure. Okay, I think I can. Here in the grid, I can do. No, no, no. Dang it. Can I remove that? That's gonna help. This is eyeball perspective, that's why it's not great, but it's kind of the point for it to look drawn, for it to look like art more than supposed to connect. I'm drawing these for reference. Why is it so confusing? I'm listening to a podcast, that's why I'm not really talking. Well, what I'm doing is just pretty plain, I guess. This should be also here. Am I in the same layer? I should say, because even for I don't know what's wrong with this computer. It's been giving me shit since the daily challenge this year. The red grid is confusing me. Okay. Wait. Why? Okay. Morning zombie, hey. Should do half. I'm so confused with this. I'm making. I've been cutting them wrong, I think. I should have used this grid. What the hell am I doing? I don't even know. I don't freaking know what I'm doing. Shit. What did I press? No. That in this layer. Okay. Perspective is not working at all. This is very wrong. don't know why people. I think it's because I'm not affiliate. People are having problems with my stream because they have to get it like at full. I'm not even streaming in a very high like frame rate or bit rate or anything, but Lucky has the same problem with the stream. She sometimes can just play the audio but not the video for some reason. Okay, yeah, don't worry. I don't know why. I think it's that. I think the fact that I'm not affiliate and I have no transcoding options. People have all sort of problems with my stream. What is this layer? Okay, I can do then in this layer the. Anywho, right, this should have been longer then, or I don't even know. I did cut this too short. Crap, that's not the right. Is this the right layer? Okay. Where's that layer? My layer management is always garbage. That's not how this works, is it? That's a very weird perspective thing. This should end there too, and it's not. I'm doing it in those colors just for my own sort of reference, but of course it's not gonna be like that. Where's the... is this a blue? The other blue? Blues, blues, blues. Let's make them darker. It's freaking dark. Way too dark. I don't know. It's kind of the idea is to have a sort of a schematic kind of thing. And to have something more three-dimensional as opposed to the stupid kind of version that I had before. And maybe I could add like a little perspective like this too. I want to shorten them. I wish I had made some little sort of windows or something, but um I don't know, it's a kind of a weird perspective and a weird thing, but I think this could work better than the kind of schematic towers that I had here. That's... Is that... yeah, that's very big. It should not be. Maybe this size. I don't know. I don't know if that corrects... oh, if that corrects the perspective a little better. I don't know if they should be... maybe something like that. It looks... oh. Yeah, I shouldn't taper it, I think. That made it weird and exaggerated the perspective again. But I was trying to correct. I don't know if that could be... Again, the idea wasn't for the towers to all look the same. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this, but it's an attempt, I guess. This tree is bothering me. Am I gonna have to remove this single tree? I don't know if that's better. At least it's better than the schematic towers that I had. I don't know if the stream's still working. Is that working? Are we... where's the... here, the towers. I want to put some shadow on one side. I don't know, at least I think that's more of a dignified thing, more proper thing for the map. The problem now is the Ergol tree. I should probably redo the tree, the sort of tree house. want to do like a little shading. These darker corners. I don't know what to do here in terms of biome. I don't want to have like a completely open space, but I kind of put like a mini desert in there surrounded by trees and so close to the water. Maybe I could put some other kind of ruins or something, but the actual broken part is here by the Astral Tower. Anyway, let's save and for a second try like this. I wonder what content aware Phil would do with this. This is not even generative AI, this is just the old-fashioned, this is a very old version of Photoshop, so it's just a very old-fashioned kind of fill, content aware fill. It just pretty much clones other areas. That's kind of a problem with the... It's not bad, it's not terrible. If I wanted to expand... the thing, I maybe could use... kind of content aware fill. I have such a terrible headache. And I'm leaning too close to the... too close to the screen just to be close to a microphone. Maybe I could fuck with something like this if I wanted to have like a full landscape version of a map. I might save this. The problem with this is that it looks like it really clones areas of a map too identically, but I'm gonna save probably a flat version of this just for the heck of it. Problem here is the river kind of goes nowhere, but I wish I could. I don't even know why I'm wasting time on this, but I just wanted to try extending the map, because I was never super happy with making it just a square aspect ratio. But I think that's all that it needs. It's like, it also kind of speaks of how sheltered Ergo is, and he hasn't really left the area of the towers, even when he's leaving sort of outside. But he's still sort of sheltered. I'm gonna say this is a. I don't know if I'm gonna make it completely monochrome, but I want to try something to sort of make it more of a cartography kind of thing and not make it. I've been making it very saturated for my own kind of reference. And I'm gonna take a screenshot of that and just for. Jesus Christ, that door. Maybe, oh, well, maybe here if I. Maybe if I expanded it here, I could have like a desert or something. But I'm not really necessarily going to do the full landscape version, but I wanted to give it a try to see what it was like. Again, this was just a test of trying to see what it could look like with less saturated colors, make it more like an actual map. But again, I don't know if this is exactly what I'm gonna go for. And I tried expanding it into a landscape aspect ratio, Because I made it square, instinctively I just wanted to focus in the area of the 3 towers. But I might not do that in the full thing. I'm gonna save this again as a kind of a as an option, as a thing that I tried, nothing else. Let's go back to the map as we left it. With the new towers. I like them. Is Photoshop gonna crash again? Everything's crashing. This computer's giving me so much shit lately. I don't even know why. Do I have I don't know why this makes me think of Eratosthenes. He did his thing with actual obelisks that were already there. Of course he didn't. These are very... there are like a lot of layers. It is getting heavy, and I'm making this in a kind of high resolution because obviously... How do they work in a kind of inverted hue kind of thing? No, I don't know if they do. Do I have? I have like 40 more minutes for today's stream. I want to make like a little village here. I talked about it before, but I looked for some references that I was sort of happy with, and then I lost them completely. I don't know where they are. Where did I put them? I stupidly lost them. I don't know if I should to give the tower some sort of a personality of their own. I don't know if I should give them like a little tint of their own, a little color. Because they are supposed to be different. They are meant to be different designs, and I haven't really designed them yet. I should make them in actual 3D, and I haven't. I want for this to look like a different sort of biome, but I don't exactly know what to do with it. I want to break uniformity more than anything. I think there's so many things that I'm doing are kind of procedural and they look very uniform. Maybe I can put like something that's meant to look more like sand in the coasts or something. Something that's not doesn't fully cover everything. Just a splash of something different. Yeah, and I want to make like some little houses or something in there. And I don't know exactly what can I make that look like in a kind of schematic, cartographic way that will look like a village, like a little town, like a little something. I don't know if I should make it like it's going to be a bit of a problem if I make them very uniform as well. Not gonna look good. Is the stream still going? OBS has been... I don't know if it's OBS or the fact that at some point I touched the HDMI cable. Okay, let's close this for a while and try to do... What is this? No. I don't necessarily want to like sort of like freehand a little house. Um, I'm trying to do some stupid little houses. This is what a toddler would make. Wait, this is very stupid. Let's just try it. Let's paste this on the palette. Something like that. Let's try to do it with a mixer brush. The dry one. And something like probably underneath the trees. Let's hide this. Oh. Diffie, hey! Where am I? What am I doing? This should go here. How are you, Diffie? I'm listening to another thing and I feel like I have to talk over it. I don't know if I'm being too loud. I just want to try the houses thingy. I don't know if it's gonna work. Where am I? Maybe it should be. I remade the towers finally. I don't know if I'm gonna stick to those. Yeah, this is basically the area. This is literally going to be hanging on like on Ergol's wall somewhere, but this is literally the area where he lives and where he's gonna be sort of traveling. I saved a better version of this. Did I save it? Did I really save it? It's going to be kind of like this. Ergol lives in this little. He used to live here with Astaroth, his maker. Until the big disaster happened. Basically a battle against evil, sort of. And this tower was destroyed, Astaroth died, Agatha died, Astrid's mother. So Ergol moved outside of the triangle and outside of it. Here there used to be a human village, they have all gone away. They're all scared of magic after what happened. So Ergol's living here in this kind of giant tree house, and Astrid is still living in her mother's tower, and she's expected to be her successor. And the only survivor of the three wizards is Sorsha, the lady that I made, the one human character that I made that kind of looks like the Duchess from Alice in Wonderland. That's the only character, the only human character that I've done. Ergol's gonna start his journey kind of here in his house, gonna go through the forest, through the ruins of the Astaroth Tower, the mountains, the trees, the river, the thing, to Sorsha's tower. He's gonna have a conversation with Sorsha, and I don't know here if I'm gonna make him go somewhere here or make him go at what point he's gonna go through the ruins of the human village. He's probably going to meet a human. All of humans have fled from this area. They're afraid of the towers, they're afraid of magic after what happened. They live completely elsewhere. They have become like nomads or something. But Ergol still has like one human character that's going to meet him probably at the ruins. and bring him some kind of ingredient for the spell that he's gonna be making with Astrid. And at night he's going to end up going to Astrid's tower, and they're gonna end up making the spell. That's what the whole story is about. Ergo fetching the last few ingredients that he needs. Some of them are like magical elements. The few that survives, because in this world magic is kind of dying out and disappearing. And he's also going to be collecting the orbs that have been the other sort of magical characters have been wearing the orbs. I started making I made it square, but I earlier tried of expanding it. It's just a square map because I wanted to focus in the area of the towers, and I didn't know what to do with the text. I mentioned before that I want to make my own alphabet and my own language maybe, but I remembered the Voynich manuscript, and I thought of perhaps using that kind of scripture from that, and that's what I'm using. It's kind of a placeholder. But yeah, I've been making very little progress with this. I think this is like the 4th or 5th stream that no, I'm not remaking it. This was like kind of a I tried to expand it with content aware fill, because I didn't make it like landscape. I made it square for it was going to be the map that Ergo was going to have, but I thought in the last minute, what could it look like if it was like full landscape? Yeah. And now I'm trying to do like some little houses here that I made much better towers. What I had before was this I had like a schematic sort of placeholder tower. Only today I finally made better, more kind of 3D like towers, or more kind of hopefully more map like. Here I want to put some houses, but I don't know how the hell to organize like a little town. I don't even know what exactly the style of the houses should be. Anyway, nothing. It's just a map. Obviously, nothing is to scale. The towers are not bigger than the mountains, but this is just for the sake of making them prominent in the map. The trees are not like half the size of the mountains. It's just a kind of schematic sort of thing, and I'm making things here very saturated, but probably the finished version is going to be more like this, more muted, more, and with like a folded like paper texture on top, or like a parchment kind of thing as well. And maybe it's gonna be like a magical thing. Maybe these notations are going to appear as Ergo touches them or something. It's gonna be, or his actual itinerary might appear as he look. I don't want to necessarily go into the map a lot during the thing. Maybe he's just gonna look at it at the beginning. This is an area that he knows very well. This is his world. This is where he grew up. He doesn't know much about the world outside of this area, but this he knows very well. So he doesn't need to be looking at the map. He probably is gonna give the map a look before he goes out in the morning, and that's it. And that should serve the viewer, should give the viewer an idea of what's his path, sort of. But I don't know. I'm kind of. I started not knowing what I was doing. I've never done anything quite like this. I've never made a map of any kind, least of all like a fantasy one or anything. I've done some topographical maps and hydrographical maps in school, and back in my day we didn't download them or print them or anything. We would just trace them, or well, we did buy ready-made maps, but I've never done anything quite like this. I think I overdid the trees a little bit, but it's supposed to be like a thick forest. I didn't want to represent it with just a few trees far behind. Yeah, I did. I do like that idea, but the problem is that well, not the problem. To do something like that, I maybe should do them like in 3D, because here I'm making like a flat kind of thing. I'm gonna look it up anyway for reference, and I did think of something kind of like that, but again, here I wanted to make something kind of in the same way I made the trees, like it's a single tree that has been stumped around multiple times. I wanted to do something like that with the houses, and I ended up making something that looks kind of like a toddler's little schematic. But yeah, I would absolutely like to do something like that, something with an actual sort of planning mentality. Why are these so freaking far apart? Like it was properly planned. Okay, these are too close to each other. The fuck is the right ratio? Maybe I could do something for like the sake of today's sort of progress, some kind of this is weird, but maybe for the sake of putting something in as today's progress. What the hell am I looking for here? Some colored version of this. Goose, hey. Hey again. Yeah, don't worry. I don't know if it's also kind of my fault. A lot of people tell me that maybe it's because I'm not affiliate. I don't know if I'm... Since people don't get like transcoding options to see my streams, so... Oh, these are... So maybe that's why they can't really handle stream. Oh, I'm doing it the wrong way again. I should do it from the outside in, so they overlap the correct way. These are too many houses anyway, but maybe they could be bigger. Again, it's just for the sake of having something in this that suggests this is a little village, or used to be. that's exactly, I didn't know what exactly should be the style of the houses, because this is like something quasi-medieval, but so I ended up making some houses that look like a toddler's drawing. But okay, no, from the outside in. Same with these. No, from the inside out here on this side. Of course, the doors wouldn't all be. Maybe I could do like different. I don't freaking know. It's like the idea is to have like. I don't know if I like it also that's not centered. I think that's terrible. That looks like shit. But I feel like I used to think that the village should be in the exact center of the triangle, the epicenter of the area of influence of the towers, but I don't mind that it's closer to Astaroth. Astaroth was the one that was destroyed, so if they're closer to it, they're the more reason that they're afraid and they want to move away from here. True. Yeah. Again, I wasn't necessarily going for something super true to the. Again, the towers are twice the size of a mountain. Nothing is necessarily one-to-one or an exact representation of a real thing, but yeah. Probably I should do something. I've made some little roads in some areas. And I haven't made a single one that really goes into the village or out of it. It's like you really have to go through the forest. Yeah, I don't know. At least today I did the towers. I'm pretty happy with these towers as opposed to the sketch that I used to have. I had these kind of flat thing with just a sort of a brick texture. It's kind of a placeholder. Now I've made this better towers, ideally. Supposedly. Where am I? Here. But yeah, probably the next time, if I figure out a proper way to do the little village, the little town, it should be the end of this, and I should move on to back to making characters, or maybe something else, maybe some pages from the spell books, or maybe finally some backgrounds. I have to make the actual three-dimensional versions of the towers, of the ruins of Astaroth, of the actual towers and gardens of Sorsha, the actual interior of Agatha's and Astrid's, and actual Urgel's house as well. Apart from a heck of a lot of forest and all of that, and I'm not really sure. I did think of making some other structures, like some bridge here or something, to make it a little bit more, yeah, more real, like these areas used to be lived in and were more connected. There should be like a little road here maybe, or somewhere. Or at least I should have made the forest less thick in some areas. I did leave some paths in some places, but in general I didn't do much. And I also have to come up with a broken down version of this tower. I did kind of think about it, then kind of forgot about it. In the worst case scenario, I can download some kind of. I didn't want to. I've been using everything here. I've made my own, on my own. Some things are like very procedural, like the actual terrain and everything. But the towers, I just did, and I would like to make every other structure myself. But again, it's kind of weird. I don't feel like necessarily making them in 3D. This is not what the towers are gonna look like. Again, it's like a very schematic thing. Certainly, they're gonna have windows and openings and more details. What else? I put... Okay. What else was I going to do? Oh. I made at some point a very... I don't know if I should save this. Did I do or undo something weird? I made like a very... like a very dumb version of this with just breaking the tower like this as if it had fallen over. I don't know how I'm going to break it for real. But it's kind of the idea that these are ruins. It could work, not like that really, but something for the visuals of the map. Maybe something like that could work. And I thought of really clearing the vegetation here as well in this area after the disaster, but it's been long enough. Probably it'll grow back. I don't know if I should try to even. Again, it's not even to scale. It's not like it swept the mountains nearby even. And this thing really bothers me. I don't know if it should be a different color or if it should be really dark. Again, if all of the notations maybe won't be there and might appear as Ergo looks at the map like it's an enchanted map. Yeah, the idea, this is kind of for it to be understood that obviously it's not just gonna fall over without breaking apart. Yeah, maybe here I could do like, oh no. Where are we? Where are the towers? Maybe... Is this a thing? No, this is... Air? What the hell is this? I have so many brushes that I don't even use, and it's only confusing. Even I made this J with apostrophe. I don't even remember for what. Oh, when I made the... I think I posted on the Discord, but I didn't end up using it in my video. It was going to be like some pajamas. Why is this not freaking working? That's weird. Why is it not appearing on the thing? Well, anyway. What the hell is even this brush? This one I did for the Apollo board game. That's an Apollo board game. Was going to be a bit for my video that I hope I can make for this year. I sort of abandoned it last year. In the actual scene where Urgel comes here, I don't know if there's going to be like barely a foundation, like a. I don't even know if they're gonna be square or circular. Really, the towers. They're not going to be all the same. There's barely gonna be like a kind of a remnants of almost like a Stonehenge kind of thing. There's not going to be anything standing. And the idea is that Ergol should probably reconstruct it and move there. Or that's what Sorsha sort of expects, even when she doesn't really think he's worthy of becoming the successor of Astaroth. And Agatha also she's kind of reluctantly taking her mother's position, but she's not ready yet, and there's no hurry anyway. It's like people have turned their backs on magic, and it's not like there's anything they can do right now. But for at least for the sake of preserving her own mother and her own parents' legacy, Astrid is really considering becoming the successor of Astrid. And Sorsha is in a kind of a predicament because she has no heirs, and all of the human inhabitants here have fled. Nobody wants anything to do with anything. Nobody wants to learn magic necessarily. So she knows that she's probably going to, when she goes, she's gonna have no successors. So the more reason for her to try to make Ergol really reconstruct this tower and become the protector here. But they feel like they have nothing to, not that they have nothing to protect anymore, but mankind has moved away from this area for a while, and also because of Agatha's reform on magic. They have stopped using magic for a lot of things. They used to affect the weather and a lot of things, and now they're letting nature do its thing. The old ways of the old magic also used to require, a lot of spells used to require like sacrifices and leaving things and for the magic to work, for the spells to work. But Astrid, Agatha's, and now Astrid, she's using her own methods. That's why they are using the orbs. All of the magical creatures that are sort of donating a little bit of their magic that's being infused into the orbs are doing that, so Astrid and Ergol can do a spell here without having to use like crystals from magical, having to extract the crystals or having to sacrifice actual magical beings to do magic. Magic is no longer done like that after after Agatha sort of reformed it. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But that's kind of the idea. It's all sort of background because the story is a lot more minimal. It's just Ergol going about his day, and yeah, there's going to be some exposition on all of these, all over, through all the little episodes that he's gonna have meeting all of his other characters. But it's not necessarily the focus of the thing. Yeah, pretty much. It is kind of the backdrop against where this story is being the stage that's setting the story up. The Viking center is like nowhere to be found. I always thought I could have like a little obelisk or something, some kind of magic thing in the epicenter of the three towers, but I don't even know what could it be. But maybe, yeah, it could be something that the villagers had some kind of, maybe that powered the village somehow, and when everything went to shit, that also broke, so they're afraid of everything, they don't trust anyone, they don't trust Sorsha, because almost like the other two wizards kind of died because of her. They just leave. That's a problem with this kind of thing. I came up with a small story, and it ended up growing and growing, and I don't want to become diluted in this bigger world that at times feels like isn't contributing to the little story that I'm trying to tell. But anywho, that is pretty much all the time that I have for today. I at least did the towers. I'm kind of happy with the towers, or happier now than I was with what I had before. Again, it's probably going to be a little bit more like less saturated. Well, not precisely, not this. To give it more of a touch of actual cartography, or I don't even know what this map is, to be honest. I don't know if it's something Ergol sort of inherited, something that Astaroth actually already had, or maybe it's something he put together and Astrid enchanted it for him. He's using very little magic. He's still he has moved away from the ruins of the tower, and but he's kind of at odds with that, and it's kind of part of his journey again, also to he himself sort of bring magic into his life. He doesn't feel capable or something, because he doesn't feel adequate, even because he thinks he has no magic within him. The human wizards both had something innate to them, but they also learned some magic. He feels like since he was made out of magic, it would be almost anti-natural for him to use magic. He thinks that magic cannot create magical creatures. Otherwise, anyone could create like a magical army of magical beasts. You can create beasts sort of and use their sort of brute force, but not magic. It's like as if a wizard could make himself more powerful, but by cloning. It's almost like I didn't even think about that, but it's kind of like what the Star Wars fan base is arguing about right now with the creation of Anakin and the midichlorians, and this witches in the Acolyte creating the twins. And can you create a force sensitive, a force user kind of thing? It's almost the exact same problem. I didn't even think of that. I came up with this in 2022 anyway, but it's a similar problem. Ergol thinks that he wasn't created to be a magical creature. He cannot be. He isn't. But Astaroth probably cheated a little bit. Yeah. Astaroth probably found some kind of loophole to... And of course there are different types of magic that Ergol can use and can learn, and Astaroth was teaching him, so it's not like it goes completely against everything. But well, he's reluctant after all that happened. And that's sort of part of his journey as well. In the the long term, not necessarily right now in this little story that I'm trying to tell first. What is happening? I should make... I should make some kind of screen grab for... Well, I made a bunch during the stream, but I always make some kind of screen grab to post in my progress thingy. Progress. I'll hide chat for a second so I can take that screenshot. I finally fixed also in the chat overlay now the actual stream elements messages appear in the overlay. Was it you who said it? I think because I talked to Aronius as well because he uses stream element. No quote, huh? Yeah, for some reason the overlay was specifically avoiding stream elements. It was like in its ignore list, so I removed it so it appeared in the overlay as well. Well, anyway, that really is all the time that I have for today. I did some, in the first part of the stream I did some, I'm still doing Jurassic June. I'm playing all Jurassic Park games and the Lost World games. Right now I'm playing the Lost World, the Sega Genesis version. I'm struggling with it. But I might finish it on Wednesday. I think there's only one final region in the island for me to play, and that's probably it. It's been pretty long, much longer than I remembered. I cheated. I'm using save states because it's insane. It's driving me crazy. It's hard as fuck. And I'm not going to spend the rest of my life playing that. There's June is going to end, and I want to play some other Jurassic June games as well. I don't know if I should move the lake or something. I feel like the placement of the tower seems random compared to the topography, but I don't know. At some point I thought of putting a tower between the mountains, but I don't even know. So anyway, again, really, that's all the time I have. Thank you, Defi, for coming. Thank you, Morning Zombie, if you're still lurking somewhere. Thank you, Lucky. She was here for the first part. I don't know. I interrupted the stream completely because I also ended up having some problems either with OBS or I don't know what the hell it was. Thank you, Goose, if you're still somewhere lurking. Yeah, I should be back on Wednesday to possibly finish the Lost World game, the Sega one, and maybe after that we'll do the Telltale Jurassic Park game. It's not great and a lot of people don't love it, but I haven't really played it more than that one time, pretty much when it came out. I never played it again. I think it's it would be like a good change after doing the Sega Genesis games that are very 16-bit. They are what they are. So it could be like a bit of a switch up to that one game for a while. And I should finish this and I should go back to making characters again or something more tangible. I keep wanting to have something to show, something to tell people this is what I'm doing. Because it just kind of sounds more important than it is when I say I'm making this fantasy animated thing, and it's literally going to be like these Star Wars parodies that I made for my Phil videos, which I should start working on again soon, probably not on stream, but I should work on this year's or last year's that I hope to finish this year. So anyway, thank you again. See you tomorrow at Phil's. See you around in Discord. I have my own Discord, which I haven't even launched, and probably nobody thinks it's a good idea. But anyway, see you. Hopefully on Monday. I on Wednesday. I'm trying not to skip days. I skipped a few days in the beginning of June or throughout June, and now I'm trying to stream every day that I can. And at least it got me working on Ergos things again. I've been doing the Jurassic June thing as well. I'm kind of happy even if I don't feel like I'm making a lot of progress with things. Yeah, no, of course, don't worry. I don't know. I just opened it to get it sort of started, and I haven't even advertised it. I put the link lower in the about version, but I don't even advertise it right now. So well, that's it. I guess I should make some more significant progress before I move on to do the Phil video, because if I feel like I'm going to abandon everything else, that's gonna be a bit of a problem, because I don't know what I'm gonna stream, because I'm not gonna do the Phil thing on stream. But we'll see. Maybe, well, the excuse of streaming it will keep me working on Ergo, but when the hell else am I gonna do a Phil thing? I feel like I have so much to do, and I wanted to show you on Couch some of the stuff, but I feel like it's so cringe right now. I don't feel it. I want to finish it because I worked so hard on it, and it all went to waste because I couldn't finish it last year, and so I want to finish it this year. I'm not feeling it. I feel like it's going to be a cringe fest of outdated references. It's gonna be unfunny and shitty. I don't know. In the worst case scenario, I might end up sending it privately to Phil, so he'll see it, and he'll see it just at once and forget about it, and it'll be done, and I don't know. But yeah, no. Obviously, what I feel the worst about is that I don't want it to go to waste. The few things that I did, or I did a lot really. I couldn't complete it the way I wanted it, but I did a lot of work last year, and I don't want for that to go to waste. But I'm not feeling it anymore. I don't know how I'm gonna go back into it. But well. Anyway. Thank you, Zeffy, again, for hanging out. Thank you, the lurkers. I should be back on Wednesday. I might try again. Well, probably for you, Zeffy in particular, it wouldn't be great, but I keep thinking of trying, because it probably would be too late, but I keep thinking of streaming at night someday. Might get me like a different audience, or any kind of audience, or any, because I feel like for America, I feel like it's not even noon for a lot of people when I start streaming. Even for Phil, I feel like sometimes it's kind of counterproductive to start so early. But yeah, I feel like if I streamed at night, it would be kind of in my spare time. It's almost my local 10. In Europe, it's like 2 AM or something, I feel like. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I might try it someday, but it's not like a thing. I don't know. It's all ideas. It's all up in the air. But for now, I'm gonna keep doing this kind of at this time, same channel. See you tomorrow at Phil's. See you around. I never know how to end this.